Hey guys, and welcome back to part 3 of my Vita collection. This time we'll be covering the limited editions. These aren't in any particular order, and I don't have all the limited editions. I'm missing quite a few of them, and I'm okay with that because the fact that I'm trying to wean myself away from collecting these special editions, simply because in the end, aside from them looking really nice on a shelf, a lot of them don't have anything I'm interested in or can really use outside of the soundtracks. So I'll kind of go through some of them. I have quite a few here that I haven't even gotten to play yet, so they're still sealed. So I apologize. And again, there's no particular order to these, so we'll just kind of be going through them since I just pulled them off of a shelf and threw them here. So we'll start with one of the harder ones to find. What's unique about these is this is from Nice, America, and a lot of their releases don't tell you it's a Vita game, just what the name of the title is, and then they show a lot of art. This seems to be an ongoing trend of theirs. But here is Hotel Nikki, Firefly Diaries. Very pretty art, kind of a short game, but also very frustrating from what I hear. This only included the game itself, a small art book, and a soundtrack. Kind of the usual stuff for most of Nice's releases for something like this. I guess this is kind of harder to come by, just simply because there wasn't a whole lot of them that were sold. A lot of them weren't even aware it was coming out in physical. So, probably one to keep an eye on. I don't know how much it's going for on eBay. Kind of a unique one. This is the Hyperdimension Neptunia series PP or something Performance Perfection or something like that. Aside from the pretty art, nothing really on the back. The sides just have some of the different girls. All it came with was a terry cloth and some earbuds. The game itself, which I kind of show you the insides here. But here's the cleaning cloth that it came with, which is kind of handy, really. And then the inside you just have the game, and here are the earbuds. And I'm not sure if this game in particular had the reversible covers. I think most of them, no reversible cover on this one. Some of them have reversible covers. So, and I know a couple of them off the top of my head, and some that don't. But this one you can usually find at GameStop without the limited edition still from time to time if you hunt for it. And I'm not sure if he still has some left in their store or not. One of my favorite beat-em-ups, Senran Kagura, Let's Get Physical Edition. This came with a large art book, soundtrack, and the game itself. This is the only way to really get the game as it didn't come without the special edition. So this is kind of unique. It's also very shiny. But really good game. I'm looking forward to next month when they come out with the next version, which will be released on both PS4 and PlayStation Vita. I'll probably be double dipping because the PlayStation 4 version, when you play online, allows up to 8 people in the lobby, whereas the Vita version only allows up to 4. And of course, the PlayStation feed is going to probably have version is probably going to have faster loading times and better draw distance, just because of the hardware capabilities. But great game if you like beat-em-ups, if you can get past the fact that they're schoolgirls. So, one that probably people have seen all over the internet, Ye's Memories of Celceta. This one thing I wanted for this was because it came with a 3-disc soundtrack that it not only includes music from this particular game, but also the past games in the series as well. Sort of a pro tip, if you're interested in the soundtrack for this, I think it's still available on Xseed's website if you look for it, and it's pretty cheap. I think it's only like $5 or $10. But one of the cool things too is if you order from their site, sometimes they'll throw in extra goodies. I recently ordered one of the other special editions I'll be showing here shortly, and I got some extra soundtracks from them and some other little like postcard stuff that normally would have been an extra. I think they actually threw in about $10 or $15 worth of extra stuff from their website just from ordering from their store. So, pro tip if you're looking for that stuff. One of my main reasons for wanting a Vita was because of this game right here. Happy Trigger Havoc Danganronpa. A whodunit murder mystery visual novel and Phoenix Wright all crammed into one. The story is very twisted. You're stuck in a high school, so your classmates, and you're encouraged to kill because that's the only way you're getting out. And if you pick the person who's the wrong murderer, everybody else dies. So, twisted, fun, some great characters, a lot of tropes, cliche stuff, but some great art. I really enjoyed it. I like the series. I'm really looking forward to 3 coming out. Technically, there's already 3 in the series. Would be the 4th in the series that's coming out. But again, as per se, this just includes the game, soundtrack, and a small art book. A more recent release, this was also available on PlayStation 4, Trails of Cold Steel. This includes a hefty art book, a collector's pin, and in this version it has room for both this and I think they're coming out with a 3rd one. So, something to keep out, look for. You can still find this one pretty easily at most places like Best Buy and GameStop. An earlier limited edition release, Muramasa the Demon's Blade. This is kind of the definitive version. I enjoyed the crap out of the Wii one. For the PlayStation Vita version, they included some DLC that you can get, which is actually really good. Adds to the story. They did beef up the graphics a bit. This one in particular comes with a face cover with the Muramasa logo, a skin with a Muramasa theme, a velvet pouch, a lithograph, and an abridged soundtrack. This is one that I would actually recommend finding if you can. It's got some great stuff in it, and the game's really fun. This one I don't really need to say too much about. This is the Persona 4 Golden Edition. This is pretty sought after. It includes a nice hard pouch, a face cover, a sticker set, and a skin. So some cool stuff in this one, and if you enjoyed the Persona series, this is definitely a must-have. You can still find the game available, but the collector's version, getting really hard to find. One I've been meaning to start, and I haven't yet, this is Criminal Girls. They did just tease the second game is coming west. Like the other ones, this includes just the art book, soundtrack, and the game itself. For this one, they did include a little keychain too, if you ordered from their site. This one is still available. Didn't seem to sell as well. It's got, some rather risque art. Newer release from Nice. This is the Teller series, Eska and Logi Plus. This is a definitive version of the PlayStation 4. Came with a bunch of all the DLC. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3. Again, there's nothing to notify that this is a Vita version. On the side, it's got the title of the game, some art on the back side. I don't recall what was inside of this. I want to say it's probably another art book and soundtrack and something else. So, this is kind of a unique one. I haven't played this game yet, but I've been hearing it's pretty good. This is the PlayStation Vita version of the Disney Infinity game 2.0, and this included the black costume Spider-Man, which I guess is pretty hard to find for this series for the 2.0. But this is only available, I think you can find it on Amazon, but GameStop is kind of got this as well. I haven't seen it at Walmart or anywhere else. This has dropped in price recently. You can usually snag this for about $35 right now. It used to be up to $50 when it first came out, I guess. I've seen some GameStops carry just the game itself for about $10. But I kind of wanted to have the characters included in case I did decide to actually go ahead and try this game out. I'm afraid to. I kind of think I might get addicted to it just because it is Marvel and superheroes, and I did hear that it's actually pretty fun. More Hyperdimension Neptunia. This is Rebirth 3. This is a definitive version of this one. This one includes a mouse pad, a art book, and a papercraft figure to make your own main character. And I'm kind of afraid to show the mouse pad because, again, it's more risque stuff. Some people might get offended by it, and yeah. So I'm just going to leave it there. Popular one, Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Very shiny box. Art is the same on both sides. And this one, again, it came with the soundtrack. It's a 2-disc soundtrack, which is actually pretty cool. I like the music in this. If you enjoy the music of Persona 4, this is one to kind of hunt down. You can find it for about $30 still online if you're careful. It's a fun game. If you're into rhythm games and you like the Persona 4, it actually takes place after Persona 4, so it kind of explains what happens to everybody after they're like in their senior year of high school and what they're going on to next. So it continues the story. A lot of them have grown since the 4th game, and it's just a really nice touch back, hey, what's happening, let's keep up with them type thing. And the game itself is actually pretty fun. This is Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2. Not much to this one. This includes a calendar for 2015. It's kind of useless now. Soundtrack, and that's it, surprisingly. And I believe, actually, the 3rd Rebirth 2 does have reversible cover. So if you find that, even in just GameStops, that has a reversible cover on it with some images. And I don't recall if the second one had anything. Yeah, it does. So here's Rebirth 2, regular side, and then kind of like what they did with the third one. This it has the girls from the game. Third one has the other set of girls. So more reversible covers to get, which you don't. I don't know. It seems to be kind of a niche thing. Some have them, some don't. So something to keep a lookout for, I guess. What else we got here? So over here, one of the harder ones that was like one of the other first real limited edition ones for the Vita, No Surge Plus. I actually had to order this one off of eBay. Very expensive. I mean, this was about this was up there. Here's the backside. Again, I don't know what came in this. I don't even know if it says. Doesn't, just tells you copyright information. So I'm gonna guess an art book and probably a soundtrack. I can't imagine what else it would be in there. Hyperdimension Neptunia You. This is kind of a beat 'em up version like Senran Kagura. This one includes a body pillow cover and soundtrack. And does this have the reversible cover on it as well? I don't recall. We'll find out. No, this does not have a reversible cover. So it's just the game itself. And yeah, I keep a lot of my games still in the limited editions. I don't know why. I do. Another recent one, Corpse Party. I was told that I should not play this one if I have not played the first two. So I'm going to start making my way there. The first two games were on the PSP, download only, and I think you can still get them on the PlayStation Vita. But this has got a art book and a soundtrack. So 112-page art book. I was told this is really creepy, really scary. And again, if you haven't played the first two, do not play the third one, I guess. You'll be lost. So I don't know. But I'm not a horror fan either. But I'm kind of interested to see how that plays out. I think I showed this one off. This is Super Beat Sonic. Comes in this nice little glittery front cover, nothing on the back side. This includes a collector badge pin, a really cool soundtrack, and I don't recall, I think that was just it in the game itself. So just those. The soundtrack alone, they sold separately for like $12. I really recommend picking up the soundtrack because there is some really good tunes in here. In fact, there's some songs from Guilty Gear that they've released for the game itself. The main theme for Guilty Gear is already included in the game, and they released 3 new tracks, I think, recently that you can download for like $4 or $5. And probably one of the better rhythm games on the Vita. The second, Happy Trigger Havoc Danganronpa 2. More of the same as the first one, except for you've got new characters, you're stuck on an island instead of a school. It's added a little more to the story. You find out what caused the first event in the first game, and what happened to some of those characters. So this one, I don't think, again, stupid niece, they never tell you what, comes in this stuff. But, here's the front, here's the back, and actually, if I can, this actually matches the first game's cover, which I thought was kind of cool. I don't remember how it went exactly. I think it's on the front side. Bear with me here. Was it? Or was it just the side? Oh, I guess not. I thought they matched, but I guess not. But comparatively, it's kind of a big difference. So, but again, I really like the art. And then we might as well do this one, since we're going with the Danganronpa stuff. This is Despair Girls. I actually just finished this recently. This kind of departs from the usual blend of the first two games. This is more of a third-person shooter and a visual novel. But here's the front side, back side. These are kind of spoilers because these are characters in the game itself. But what's weird about this is outside of the normal stuff that it came with, there's an extra box that came with it. Which, this is the Warriors of Hope and Kurokuma set. Another episode, Despair Girls. So you can see it here, it's just a black box. On the back side, just says not for resale, made in China. Nothing on the sides really, but inside, and I didn't realize at first, but it's more spoilers for the game, sort of. But it's a belt buckle and some sort of pin, a lapel pin, which I thought was kind of unique. And then inside, I think it comes with a tie, which the pins kind of go to, and I think a coin and a pair of sunglasses, which was kind of funny. They always come up with some really odd stuff for this game. And we're down to the last two here, it looks like. This is what I actually ordered from Xseed's website. This is Ragnarok Odyssey Ace. This is the second version of Ragnarok Odyssey. This includes a 25-disc soundtrack. They ended up sending me Lost Memories, which was a Wii soundtrack, and then I think they sent me a second version of this. Or the first Ragnarok came with a soundtrack as well. So I have both the first and the second soundtrack. And the last one, my favorite fighter on the Vita, Buncle fighting Climax, which is actually a really fun game. If you're really big into the anime stuff, especially if you're fans of Dengeki stuff like Spice and Wolf and all that, pick up this game. It's actually really fun. This just includes the soundtrack, which was kind of a disappointment because the soundtrack is only one track with like 5 different songs all kind of mashed together. So it was kind of pointless, but it came in a little box, which is cool. So, but yeah, that's all I've really got for limited editions that I think of. So, I have been increasing. I've actually picked up about 15 more Vita games. Right now, there's 149, and I think I'm at 130, maybe a little over 130 Vita physical games. And next month's going to be kind of big. There's some more limited editions coming out, and I believe Limited Run Games is going to release another one probably towards the end of the month. So, that's it. Anyway, I've run time, almost 20 minutes, so thanks guys for watching, and I hope you learned something new, saw some cool games, maybe some that you might be interested in. So, again, the Vita is a great system. I can't recommend it enough, especially for somebody like me who travels a lot. So if you're in the same boat, and you want something a little more mature than some of your 3DS games, try out the Vita. So, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below in the comments below. Otherwise, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.